Great to have you on NTV Weekend Sport from wherever you are watching. I am Joel Kamari, and as you can see, I'm at the fortress of tomorrow's big one, Kenya versus Uganda, in the first leg of this year's Elgon Cup. Now, Kenya have just trained and they've left. Uganda is expected to come and train at around 4:30, that's 30 minutes from now. Now, Robert Seguya was in charge of the Queen's side that won the Elgon Cup last year. We spoke to him, and this is what he had to say.
Those boys have played rugby before. I've told them this is a game like any other game. Play your rugby. Because they are naturally good and talented, they will play their game. Told them not to be carried away, just to do what they're supposed to do on pitch. And I don't think anything will drive them off their responsibilities on pitch.
Kenya are, of course, the record winners of this tournament that is in its 12th staging. The Simbas are confident that a 9th title can arrive this year.
I think it's going to be a good game because the reason why we've decided to bring our strong side per se is because we're in the same pool. And having that Uganda is also having their strong side mix amidst a blend of young and old, and we're also having a blend of young and old to see what kind of mistakes we have so that at least we can correct before we start playing Cup. Yeah.
Obviously, from what I know from Uganda, is been here 2 years ago. It's always tough to play here with all their supporters, and also up front, they don't make it easy for any team come to play here up front. So it's going to be a battle up front also with the mixture of running rugby.
Now, of course, every Ugandan rugby fan is wondering how Robert Seguya will deploy his troops in tomorrow's test match. NTV Sports producer Robert Madoi has been sounding out former Lady Cranes captain Hellen Buteme about how things could pan out tomorrow.
So Helen, last year the women came marginally close to winning the Elgon Cup, lost by only a single point. Sadly, this year there will be no Elgon Cup. What's your take on that?
We had hoped to build on that, but unfortunately the Kenyans chose to focus on the Olympics. They qualified for the Olympics, so they're focusing all their attention there, and they opted not to field a 15-a-side team.
So no women's Elgon Cup this time around, but the men will be doing battle tomorrow. Could you just walk us through your starting 15 and what informed those selections?
I would go with my props, Odong, being very experienced. He's an experienced campaigner season. He's very good at the set pieces as well as in open play. What a lot of people don't know, he was actually a backline player in his high school days. He played as a scrum half and as a fly half. So he's one of those forwards who can actually pass the ball when they see the space instead of taking it into contact all the time. And he's very solid in his set pieces. And then you have Segawa from Mongas. He had a very solid season for Mongas, very solid in the set pieces, and again good in open play. Then hookers, we've not really had very many hookers turning up for national team training. Alex Mubiru, seasoned campaigner, is injured. So the mantle falls to Cyrus Wathum. Again, he's a very good ball carrier, deceptively good footwork. My main concern would be with his lineouts. Pandey has had a very, very strong season for Rhinos. Yes, he was injured in a couple of games, but then the games he did play, he really stood tall. You know, and paired next to Uhuru, I think we should have strong locks to anchor the scrum. Someone who's had a pretty good performance for Cobbs at the number 8 role is Ramadan. He's not your traditional number 8. He's not really a ball carrier, but he's someone who creates a lot of gaps. So he would be a perfect link between the forwards and the backs. I mean, between Michael Wokorach and Oscar Kalyango, different styles of play. I would go for Michael Wokorach because of the I guess the partnership that he had with Kasoto last year, and then he does have a telepathy running with Philip Wokorach at fullback, and if we were to exploit Philip's basically his ability to split defenses wide open and his unpredictability, it would be good to have people who are very comfortable playing off each other.
So we managed to get a hold of how Robert Seguya's team will look like tomorrow. Could you just walk us through that team? We did share it with you earlier.
It looks like Sogi has opted for playing a defensive game. You know, you have 3 centers on pitch, you know. You have your, our most natural fly halves are out through injury. That's Magomo and Ijongat. The next most natural fly half is Aredo, and he's off on the bench. You have Opa, who, he does his basics right, but he's not exactly the most creative fly half that we have. So it looks to me that this is purely a defensive lineup that Sogi has come up with.
Tomorrow promises to be a busy day. Not only will the Rugby Cranes be in action here at Legends Rugby Club, Uganda's national football team, the Cranes, are in Botswana's second largest city of Francistown. As you can see, Uganda are second in the 2017 AFCON qualifying group on account of having an inferior head-to-head against Burkina Faso. This means that victory in Francistown is important for the Cranes, who lead Botswana by only a single point. Uganda go into tomorrow's match having played 1 trial match against Zimbabwe, which they lost 2-0. Now this is what Cranes coach Milutin Michos Radojevic said after that defeat on Tuesday.
Great match. We didn't keep concentration in 2 situations of the corner kick, and in 24 years of coaching it has never to me happened to concede the goal in similar fashion, copy-paste. However, out of 3 targets, we have succeeded in 2. We wanted to check the shape and form of our players. We succeeded. We wanted to avoid injuries. We succeeded. We wanted results. We didn't succeed. So we are having 3 days to polish the teams, to improve the teams, so that in something what is counting, Saturday game against Botswana, we are much better, much more effective to not concede and to score.
That's all we had for you on NTV Weekend Sport tonight. From myself and the team, have a very good night, and don't forget the big one tomorrow, Kenya versus Uganda, Elgon Cup. But from myself and the team here at Legends Rugby Grounds, it is goodbye and good night.